live, folks of all ages. Testing 1, 2, 3. Are we streaming?
Looks like we are up.
Nice. Hi everyone, I'm back. Name's Plywood, and I will be running Metal Gear Ghost Babel for you guys on the Game Boy Color. And Minnie over here is hosting with me, and he'll chime in when he doesn't want to listen to music, which I don't blame him. The music in this game is pretty awesome.
Agreed.
So, just a clear thing for everyone before we get going. This is Metal Gear Ghost Babel, aka Metal Gear Game Boy, aka Metal Gear Solid. It was also released as Metal Gear Solid, released in the year 2000 on Game Boy Color, only on Game Boy Color. This never got released otherwise. You can only play it on the official cart. There's never like a Wii Virtual Console release or anything like that, unfortunately. And I am playing this on a GameCube with the Game Boy Player hardware, but I am using a GBI Game Boy Interface software, the Speedrunners Edition, as a very quick introduction to how this run is going to be set up. So we'll be doing a run on normal difficulty, and get hype because I could potentially world record this run. It kind of depends on how my luck is later on. So we'll see how that goes. But starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. The timer will go. Timer, go! Timer! Why did you go? You're supposed to go. What's this timer doing? Dude, this timer, it doesn't even care. Look, all you guys gotta know is the timer actually doesn't really matter in this game. RTA doesn't really matter. And we're gonna go so underestimate as long as I am not playing like a fool. So, going right into it, this is the first stage of the game. Ghost Babel, Metal Gear Game Boy is divided up into 13 stages, so a little bit like Peace Walker or Portable Ops, or I guess like MGS5. And this was the last 2D Metal Gear game ever released, unfortunately. And to give you guys a basic idea of the story, this story is a what if, a non-canonical what if Metal Gear 2 never happened. And so this game has a lot to do with Metal Gear 1 and the consequences of that game, but different kinds of consequences than Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake had. And basically, Solid Snake is returning to the same ground that Metal Gear 1 happened on. And there's a new fortress here called Gallowade. In this epic cutscene, we see the tower of the Fortress Gallowade. And the story of this game is a mix of Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, and its own flavor of strangeness and darkness. This game is rated E for everyone, but its story is, I would not call for everyone. I don't know if I really should have been playing this game at 6 years old with its story. But that's neither here nor there. And so we're going into Stage 2 now. Stage 1 was very fast. There's not really much to optimize on Stage 1 besides running forward. Stage 2, there's only a handful of things to really be concerned about. Mostly later on. This guard's gonna go try to lure us to go pick up a suppressor or a handgun, but that's a waste of time. We don't need no handguns.
So you mentioned earlier that this game goes off of in-game time. Do you think you could explain how the in-game timer in this game works?
Sure. So the in-game timer in this game pretty much subtracts out anytime you're not in control of Snake. So I don't know about loads. I think loads probably count, but I know for sure anytime you're in the menu or in the codec or a cutscene. Ooh, get out of my way! I gotta make sure not to get hit by that guy. Sometimes he appears middle, sometimes he appears bottom. I don't really want to get punched by him. So this codec, for instance, the in-game timer is not ticking. And that means it doesn't really matter what version of this game you play, as far as the in-game timer is concerned. However, Japanese has the fastest script because there's the least amount of pages to scroll through. And thankfully, you do not need to master all these codec screens, which is a real relief. It's one of the really nice things about running this game. You just have to make sure you hold B. And even if you don't, timer's not ticking. So we're going to punch out this guard. 1, 2, 3. Now he's out. Sneak by his friends. Oh, that's not good. I'm just going to knock this guy out. Yeah, because I did that little movement issue. He might have spotted me as I passed him, so I'm just going to avoid getting spotted right there. Cling to this wall. You're going to notice that there's a lot of little touches that are similar to Metal Gear Solid. Keep in mind, this was the 3rd official. We're not going to count Snake's Revenge. If we do count Snake's Revenge, it'll be the 4th Metal Gear game ever made. Try to sneak past these guards. I got knocked down. Thankfully, they didn't knock me down into this load transition. They can knock you into loads, which is usually not a good thing, because the guard patterns are not going to be in a good position for you. A lot of running this game is in the timing of your movements and trying to match them to the guard patterns. So because of the load transitions being so fast on a Game Boy cartridge, you really have to be well aware of what you need to do at what screen. So 132 is not that great, but I did have to play it a bit safe. That level was a second slower than world record. And for those wondering, the world record in this game is ran by LCC, who taught me a ton about this game, so huge shoutouts to LCC. He was instrumental in making this route the way it is, and was a big help to me as I learned the game, and he showed me the ropes, so thank you to him. There's not a lot of runners of this game. It is definitely a sleeper hit, but there's a lot of great aspects to this game, both just as a game itself and in the speed run. It's one of my favorites. So if I'm not mistaken, coming up is a kind of like a skip. Yes. Okay. The water skip. So essentially what we're going to be doing is timing our movement to the frame so that we cross the load transition from screen to screen while a water wave is crossing that screen. There's a 10-frame window for the first wave, and of those 8 frames, of those 10 frames, 8 of them will allow us to skip the 3rd wave. And I have a little buffer method to try to skip all these waves, so here we go. One, 2, 3. I was slightly too early. It's unfortunate. Okay, that helps. So we're just gonna take this safe now. It's fairly precise, and if you're just a little bit off on your movement, and it's definitely a thing where you have to be able to read. You need to be able to read on your own movement how fast or slow you're going. So, not ideal whatsoever, but that's okay. It's a fairly difficult trick, and really tests your ability to move well. And thanks to everyone who's wishing me good luck in the chat. It's kind of a hard game for me to read chat to, unless it's cutscenes. So we're in the tower. This is a fairly challenging area in the game. We're going to be running past all these guards. Do take notice that I'm actually running on diagonals on the walls. This is actually to manipulate how the guards are attacking. Except that guy, he wants to be a poo-poo head. But running on the diagonals is going to cause them to attack diagonally. With that, what will tend to happen if you're on a wall is that they're going to hit the wall behind you, which is good. And right here is one of the hardest screens in the game movement-wise. A lot of tight turns. We're going to be trying for a little time save by avoiding having to punch out that guard in that room. But we need to have close to perfect movement. Looks like I'm gonna get it. I did. Nice. So yeah, if I mess up the movement just a little bit in there, I need to knock him out instead. And knocking a guard out isn't a huge time loss, but it is losing time. And as with many other Metal Gear games, there's a lot of strategies that employ a lot of risk for not a whole lot of reward. This game is no different, and the difficulty definitely spikes as far as the run is concerned on Stage 3. Stage 1 and 2 definitely are, they try to ease you into the gameplay. The diagonal movement, the ability to go prone, the knocking on the walls, etc. The moving cameras, but Stage 3 is really where you get put to the test. And so right here, similar situation. Go along the wall, distract the guard to make him shoot the wall behind you as you're crossing by. We're gonna run along this spiral. It's actually a good thing for this alert to continue, because a door that we'd normally have to wait to be open will be open for us, and it's this door coming up. If I didn't have an alert, which does sometimes happen, that door that I just went through would be closed. Having the doors be open due to the alerts is good, because then I don't have to wait for them to open. However, when you're on alert, that means you're much more likely to get knocked around and bad stuff to happen. So again, trade-offs. So definitely not a great stage due to the sewers, but I can actually still PB even with even with that mistake, so I'm not too concerned. Take a nice sip of water. That's the nice thing about this game, is every stage you get a little bit of a break in between for these cutscenes. And we're getting introduced to Black Chamber, which is the Foxhound unit of this game. And Black Chamber, it's essentially a unit that was founded after Metal Gear 1 because Foxhound became so internationally known and newsworthy that the US government had to make a new unit to do the really shady shit. Excuse me. Even I can't follow my own rules. That's my one, okay? That's my one.
All right.
That's my one. That's my one. I spent it 12 minutes in, guys. I spent it 12 minutes in. Can you even believe it? We haven't even gotten to the really annoying parts. Everybody gets one. So, that girl right there is Chris Jenner. And Chris Jenner is essentially the Meryl character of this game. More or less. This game was made due to Konami Europe wanting to have a Metal Gear Solid port, or Metal Gear Solid on the Game Boy Color. And Konami of Japan delivered. Hideo Kojima himself was not directing this game. The director of this game was, I believe, the same director who made the Acid games. And the main writer of this game was the co-writer for MGS1 and MGS2, I believe. And I forget the fellow's name. By the way, those are the only chaffs we're going to be picking up throughout the whole run. Mostly because I forget where the other ones are. But it's faster that way.
We'll gloss over that.
Yes, we'll gloss over that. Knock that guard out. It's important to know which guards you should and shouldn't knock out. Sometimes it's more worth it to run past a guard, and sometimes it isn't. Later on, I have a little bit of an optimization due to that, but it is, again, adding some risk because I'm on alert. But the thing about running normal is that you can have as many alerts as you want as long as they're helping serve your purpose of going as fast as possible. That's the important thing.
And you want to make sure to only knock the guard out when you have to, because it takes time to actually knock them out. You got to do 3 punches and you can't move.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. And the other thing you have to keep in mind is every time you do that, if there are other guards in the room, that's going to affect their pattern as well. So sometimes it's not even worth it just because you're messing around with the room itself. And again, these kinds of concepts, if you watch a lot of these speedruns, they really are... They can be applied in multiple games. So, again, we're just ignoring all these rooms. Thankfully, on normal, we don't have to worry about alerts. On very hard for Big Boss, you definitely need to worry about alerts, so routing stages 3 and 4 can be a real hassle. But we're out of the tower, and after a very quick cutscene, we're going to have the first puzzle of the game. Yes, puzzles. But not puzzles in the Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear 2, cryptic, I don't know what I'm doing kind of way. More like the, here's a puzzle, try to solve it kind of way, if that makes sense. And so what we're going to have to do is try to open up a set of doors with some switches. There will be 4 switches. And it's the top switch. That's the worst switch because that's the furthest away from the doors. I was discussing this earlier with Minnie, that there might be a possibility that this room operates on a frame rule of some kind, that maybe we can manipulate these doors, but I'm not sure. But the solution is we need to open up 2 doors and then go to the solution door. So that's not it. Okay, that's it. So we go to the solution door and hopefully we get lucky. This is the right one. Nope. That's the reset button. Fortunately, the reset button is annoying. So we need to shift these into the same position the guard did, run all the way up, press that switch, and then run all the way back down. So not ideal whatsoever. Sometimes the solution switch will be on the bottom, sometimes it'll be on the top. Don't run into those birds, they can cause alerts. So we're going to avoid this guard. And now we're going to run into the bane of every casual player's existence in this game, dogs. They are really rough. Punch this dog, run past him. We're going to affect our movement for a little bit, so we delay our movement to punch that guard out, sneak by him. And we're going to be taking a very specific line here to avoid getting attacked by these dogs, but it still can happen. First, we're taking a quick pick stop over here to pick up these grenades. Hopefully... Oh, nice, nice. Okay, he attacked me while I was going across the screen because the dogs in this game are brutal, but just getting hit once is totally acceptable to me. If you don't have a handgun here, which I don't, because picking up the handgun is way too slow, this screen is really dangerous. You have to be well aware of what you need to do, because these dogs, your iframes against them don't last too long and they'll kill you very quickly. And we don't care about these birds either. And another kind of tough screen if you don't know how to approach it, just run to the top of this bush. Run along the top edge. Pick up this ration because it's very convenient. And I'm going to heal now. Pick up all these grenades because we're going to need them for the first boss fight of the game, Slasher Hawk. And he is...
So, what's the general strategy you want to use against Slasher Hawk? You know, and like, I guess what's optimal would be
the optimal thing is to pretty much just tank his hits because it usually doesn't matter too much on normal. And I'm going to count out 7 iframe flashes. So he's going to flash 7 times, and on the 7th time I'm going to throw a grenade. Or about after 2 seconds. If you want to be really precise about it. I'm not being as precise as I could be, but you just need to be precise enough so you're not just dawdling a bit. So after enough damage has been dealt, he sends the hawk at you. So now, not only do you have to deal with the boomerangs, but you have to deal with his hawk flying around the screen. This is one of my favorite fights in the game. I think it's a really cool change of pace from the classic Metal Gear fights on the MSX. And one more grenade. Nice. Didn't need to go pick up the backup. Not too bad. 409. A-okay with me. Considering I had bad luck with the doors, I am totally fine with that. Decent enough fight.
And so coming up is a stage with a pretty interesting gimmick, and a pretty neat skip, I think. I think it's one of the cooler skips in the game.
Yes, and developer intended, strangely enough, which is just so crazy, and a huge check mark and plus on the side of the developers of this game that they allowed that kind of sequence break. There's another developer intended sequence break that we'll be doing later, which is actually married to a non-intended sequence break, which is going to save us several minutes, so stick around for that. But this is the barracks, and in the barracks we're going to be riding through parcel sorters, box sorters, and this is one of the puzzles that tends to dissuade people from playing this game. It is a bit of a trial and error, annoying puzzle the first time you play it, but as long as you know where you're going, it really isn't that bad. So I'm going to be running along in the box. Your speed doesn't actually change in the box, so it doesn't really matter. So get used to these purple sorters. This game loves to show off its that it's on the Game Boy Color. And we'll be riding these sorters like 4 or 5 times. The thing is, though, even though this is fairly boring, you can't really sleep on this stage because when I drop from these sorters, we have some of the toughest movement in the game, arguably, as far as execution goes, to try to get the fastest strat. On top of that, we also have that skip later, that developer intended skip, which I have to time out my movement blindly. So even though this stage is kind of long and tedious, it's not like I can just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. I have to be paying attention. For instance, coming up, I'll try to explain this movement after I do it, hopefully successfully. Good. Good. Alright, that's what I'm looking for. So that screen has really tight timing to it. You need to turn, for the first guard, you need to turn the corner very efficiently or else he'll spot you. For the second guard, you have to run down the catwalk, stop for him to move past you, then go past him. and hopefully not make any movement errors along the way so that the camera doesn't spot you. Because I don't want to waste my chaff on that if I can avoid it. So that is fairly challenging screen. And we're not done yet as far as the challenging screens go in this barracks. Whew. And I'm glad we have a little bit of a break. As you've probably noticed, I am talking a heck of a lot, and that's because this game actually goes by fairly quickly because of these cartridge load times. They really make a huge difference. Right here, we're going to switch to the right.
Yeah, this game is very fast-paced. For this run, at least. A lot of stuff happens really quickly. So, it's kind of hard to, like, keep track of it all.
Yeah. It's super memorization-based.
There's a couple stages that last 40 seconds and some that last 10, 15 minutes, so it's all over the place, really.
Yeah, and because of the sometimes very tight timings of some of these really fast strats, if you forget the direction you need to hold the moment you enter a room, you've already failed. It can be that tight. And obviously, if you forgot to go into one of the rooms here in the box sorters, like didn't go to the right room, didn't go through the right sorter, you're gonna lose a lot of time that way. So, and I have lost runs because I accidentally went to the wrong sorter or what have you. Accidentally went down the what the heck are these things called? These dang conveyor belts without actually picking up the box I need, which is that's an automatic reset. Oh, okay, good. You don't want to change the box while you're already in the sorter, because it's gonna spit you back out to the start of it, which is it's nice. It's better than starting out at the bottom, but not the best. We're gonna take a quick detour here to pick up this ration. That ration loses you about like a fraction of a second. It's fairly minor. It's a routing change I implemented because rations are really valuable on normal. They're very, very valuable. I'm gonna focus here and hopefully not mess this up. Okay, come on. Sometimes they'll randomly look and you have to be ready for it. Sometimes the guards are like, I'm gonna peer around, so if you're too hasty you might get spotted. But the timing on that strat is fairly tight, because if you knock too early, he's not gonna hear it, and by the time you try to do the second knock, he's gonna see you. If you knock too late, he'll see you. If you don't move out of the way fast enough, he'll see you. You could just sit there and wait for him to go do his patrol, but that's really slow. Naturally, you'd have to wait for several seconds, and I don't have time for that. I have to sit through Japanese pages and pages of text, and you know, it's pretty late at night, I don't have time for that. So we do 6 strats like that could completely ruin our run. And that's Ghost Babel for you, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone of all ages.
So another question, is the in-game timer ticking while you're on the conveyor belt?
I think so.
Or do we not know that?
I don't know. I mean, didn't you say that the elevators don't tick? You think the or was I mistaken?
Yeah, I don't think the elevators count the in-game timer, but I also don't know if the conveyor does either. I feel like it doesn't, but I don't know.
I'd have to like go to an IL and count it up, but my suspicion is yes, but I don't want to say either way. Okay, we're coming up to the developer intended shortcut right after I not mess up knocking this guy out, which I have done in the past. You really don't want to mess up knocking him out, or else you have to wait out an alert. We're going to pull out some grenades, and we are going to commit suicide, because suicide is fast when you have grenades. I'm going to run out of this room and run back in as fast as possible. Run past this laser. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. 10 and 2, just like steering in a car, if you've ever driven one of those. And that gets us past those lasers. By the by, you can do that on a big boss run, because the game does not track continues for big boss. It does track the alerts though, so the alert does count as a sidebar. So we're about to go rescue Dr. Jimmy Hearts, who's like the Otacon of this game. We need to pick up some C4 to blast him out of prison.
Very stealthy.
Very stealthy, of course. Just running like a madman away from the Game Boy Color guards. Game Boy Color guards, I didn't even think about that. I'm thinking of Bandcamp, everyone. Okay, so we got past those guys, no problem. Now we're going to, again, kill ourselves. Again, for the good of speed. Nope, nope, I want to die! Thank you! I would like to die. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Well, the exit wasn't, but the skip itself was perfect. Okay, and the other thing that wasn't perfect was the whole killing myself thing. Sometimes that can be a bit hard, but everything else was absolutely perfect. No complaints. No complaints. Yes, the sprite work and animations in the arc in this game are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. If you like pixel art, I've got the game for you, because this game's fantastic. By the way, that in the corner is the thermo goggles. We are not picking those up. And you're going to notice in the next stage, in the cutscene, that the person we're saving actually gives us thermo goggles. Again, showing that the developers completely intended on some people being insane enough to not go pick up the thermal goggles for the dark room to avoid the lasers. And they're like, well, here you go. I don't know why you didn't pick these up, but here you are. Which is just great. Absolutely great. Because it does save you several minutes. Alright, a sub 8, not too bad. Always taking the opportunity to take a sip. Take a sip of that sweet, sweet LaCroix. This Ghost Babel stream is sponsored by LaCroix, everyone. Whew. So the lights went out. This next stage takes place in complete darkness. Oh, who could forget being boozled? So right here, before we leave, Jimmy's gonna be like, hey, wait a second. I think you need these. It's like, huh? Here you go. So that adds some time to the cutscene, but IGT-wise, helps out a lot. So right on this stage, we actually, well, by we, I mean the royal me, the royal we, which is me, found a new time saver. And I'm going to be, again, being completely unstealthy and making people know that I'm here. Wait, this guy doesn't hit me? Ah, he did. So that's a risky strat. Please don't hit me as well. Okay. So I'm gonna throw a grenade at this guy. You may be like, why did you just murk that guy? Well, the doors are now open. So not having the doors open is really good, because I don't have to wait for them. I don't have to take out my card either. That's unfortunate, though. That can happen. That's the trade-off. You can get knocked down, but the doors are all open, so potentially you could be really fast. And frankly, there's no reason not to try it out, because even if you do the safe strat, they could still be mean to you and do their whole looking around thing before they go investigate whatever they just heard, so it's worthwhile trying out. It works decently well, but again, it's a risky strategy. But it's my risky strategy, so of course I put it near and dear to my heart. As a side note to everyone watching, this game has not yet been routed for Big Boss in a modern context because of the new tech that's been discovered over the past couple years for this game. So if people are interested helping out in that process and playing this amazing game, which has a lot to offer between individual level runs, full game runs, and VR missions. Yes, this game has a VR missions mode and a versus mode, which I've never played. It's just chock full of content. It's honestly incredible how much they fit onto this little cartridge. The run's going decently well. Not as well as I wish, but as far as a marathon run goes, I can't complain. So we're approaching the second boss of the game, Marionette Owl, if I can locate my gun. There we go. I have to find my gun in my pocket. And this fight, we're going to be fighting completely in thermal goggles, but you can actually fight this in night vision goggles and be able to see what Marionette Owl looks like. And what Marionette Owl does is he hides among his dolls and tries to trick you into shooting the wrong one, which will hurt you. Try to stay on the outside area. Okay, he's in the middle. Nice, nice, nice. That was a good fight. That was a good fight. Kind of need to just spin along around him. Alright, that was only a second slower than my best segment, so not too bad, really. Not too bad at all.
And doing that fight fast can be pretty scary, because if you mess up one of the shots and you lose track of where Marionette Owl is, it can be a painful experience trying to find him.
Absolutely, and Marionette Owl isn't always gonna do, like... I still am not sure what influences it. I had a suspicion that it was your position in the room, but what sorting method he does, because he'll try to trick you in different ways, and some are better than others as far as attacking him is concerned. The start of the fight is static, so the first two shots I should land because I know how to land them. By the way, this oh my god, if I could get through. These doors are tricks. This isn't actually a puzzle. Sorry, if you tried to solve that, I apologize. Everyone tried to solve that, but you don't. Man, why do I keep on messing up this stage? It's so easy. This is like one of the easiest stages in the game, but it's because I've been working on all these harder stages that I'm like, pshaw, stage 7's no problem. I mess up the movement. So this sick music is going to be cut out really quickly, but for one of the coolest looking cutscenes in the game, Metal Gear shooting off a warning shot, demonstrating its power. This Metal Gear, not in-game, but in the Konami official resources, is called Metal Gear Gander, like a goose. And Metal Gear Gander is no joke, as we'll learn later on. Metal Gear Gander could easily kill me. Easily kill me if it gives me bad luck. So, after climbing up the hill to try to go to Metal Gear, we have to run back down the hill because we're getting attacked by artillery strikes. The classic, go up the hill, go back down the hill, do not pass go, do not collect $200. And so, since we're going in reverse, we need to pick up the mines again. Wow, really? What? What? Why? Why did that happen? Alright, I'm gonna say it, it's never happened before.
Oh boy.
That's never happened before. I've never seen, how the heck did that happen? Unbelievable. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay, so after that bad RNG, I'm gonna get, like, the best pillars, right? That's what's gonna happen, right?
That's what we can hope for.
I really hope I don't have to crawl through the vent, guys. I don't want to crawl through the vent.
Just to kind of explain, all those shots that killed him, they randomly fire around the hill. And both of them happened to hit him in a row. So, to get you guys an idea of the odds of that.
Extremely low. It's so low. And keep in mind, I've done individual level runs of that stage probably like 50 times, and that's not counting all the runs I've done and practice I've done. I have never had that happen. So, pretty awesome. You guys got to witness true RNG horror in this game. On a level that shouldn't really do that. So that's great. I'm happy about that, honestly. I'm just... and also exasperated. It's pretty cool. Okay, so stage 8. This is where RNG comes to play. Okay, I didn't get a pillar up there. We'll be looking for, throughout this electric power station, for pillars that have an exposed part. And these exposed parts we need to plant C4 on. There are 4 pillars we need to plant C4 on in the next stage. Some spots are good, some spots are bad. We're hoping for the fast spots, because fast spots literally means minutes of time save. For me, compared to the world record in stage 9, it's over 90 seconds of difference. Just to give you an idea of how much this RNG really matters, it matters quite a bit. So, if you're going for world record in this game, at least for normal, you kind of have to reset on this stage, unfortunately. Thing is, I didn't actually need to die on stage 7, but I wasn't expecting that, so can you blame me, folks? Can you really blame me? By the way, shoutouts to the diagonal crawling. Little tiny time save. Reducing our turning by going diagonal. Only in Ghost Babel, folks. Only in Ghost Babel. How much RNG determines this run overall? For world record, it determines it. Okay, that works. I wait a little bit and then I sneak by him. And I need to hold down right when I enter this next room to completely debate this guy. We have debated him. That's one of my favorite screens. We're gonna blow this up, pick up some C4. Okay, that's not a pillar.
So, you guys, if you've never played this game before, you might be wondering what he's referring to when he's asking about where these pillars are. Do you mind explaining that, or is that too early? We gotta wait a bit.
So, essentially what I'm doing... Oh my god, please. You don't actually have to press the elevator button at the elevator button. You can press it in the door and just punch the door open, which is pretty great. That's just a sidebar. But as I'm going through this stage and the next stage, I'm doing a check-in on each spot and pretty much doing process of elimination of where these pillars are going to be. And now, after all that, we're now going to do the biggest skip in this game, which is Nikita skip. The true Nikita skip. We're going to be picking up the Nikita in this stage, which saves several minutes by bringing over a guard to essentially use iframes to get past the electrified floor, which is only active on a certain part of the floor. So get in position. It's all dependent on how this guy treats us. This isn't quite the position I want. Shoot me? No, don't knock me down. Shoot me. No, don't knock me down like that. Shoot me. No, don't knock me down like that. Ugh, please stop knocking me back. I don't want him to knock me back, because I can't really run through it like that. Okay, I need to quit my ration. Come on. See, I'm not close enough. Get. Yes! No! Oh, you're so mean! Help me out! Why won't anything help me out this run? God! No! Alright, buddy, I'm gonna give you a punch. Help me out, alright? Oh my lord. Come on. Dude, am I really gonna waste 3 rations here? Because he won't do what I want him to. Why is this so bad? Let me through. That's what I want you to do. You're so dumb. I hate you. Come on. I just want to go through.
This guy's doing some serious bullying.
Come on! I was so close! Oh my lord! No! Oh! Alright, let's try again! Don't! Come on! You gotta be kidding me! Alright, guys. I'm gonna remove my fluster. I'm gonna just breathe. Drink some LaCroix. It's all gonna be fine. Knock this guard out like a pro. Whew. Alright. Oh, P.S. Okay, so that's like... maybe I'm doing something wrong a little bit, but I haven't seen it that bad in a while. Keep in mind as well, on very hard, you really don't have that much wiggle room for this trick. You have a ration if you need to use it, and that's the only ration you can use throughout the whole run, just for this trick. So that run is really brutal as far as optimization goes.
No, Blue, he said it has happened before, just not in a while.
Yeah.
So it does not increase on the counter.
Fortunately, I don't have a grenade to bait him. So what I want him to do is attack me in such a way that I'm close enough to the electric floor and will get knocked up, not in the pregnancy way, and like this. Come on. Yes, finally. Okay, we're out of here. Funny enough, even with that reset, it's still faster to do this than go pick up the Nikita. So, yay. And now for the developer intended shortcut. Yeah, Ghost Babel can be really brutal. We're gonna bring these guards over. Okay, that's a good pillar spot. I'm gonna check over here. Did we get horrible RNG? I think we did! I think we did get the vent. Why wouldn't it not? I think we got the vent spot.
Oh no, that's not good.
Well, we totally did. Yo,
Oh boy.
Yeah, so that's the worst spot. FYI. Yo, come over here, guys. I already had to deal with your dumb brother. Shoot me. There we go. We're there. We're through. This is like Lemmings Metal Gear Edition. Alright, still saving time. PB is completely dead at this point. That's okay. World record is like was buried 4,000 years ago. Where was I? What was I talking about? All right, so this is Pyro Bison. He is the Fury before the Fury was a thing, and we're gonna be hopefully.
He's not what you were talking about, but good. You should explain it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be looping this guy. Pretty straightforward. I also like to use mines here if I can, but he's not really going in the way I'd like him to go if I were using mines. I think you can also use the Galil here as well. But you just kind of toss nades at him and just kind of bait him around. Hopefully he's going to turn the corner. Will he turn the corner? Yeah. Oh, no! No, even you are trolling me! The grenades are in the opposite corner! Okay, I didn't get a good pillar spot. There are 2 pillar spots in this boss room. Wait, where are my grenades? Huh? Is it because I haven't dropped all my mines? I think that might be it. This run is amazing. Can fully recommend anyone to try this run out. It's really cool. No, don't drop your fire on me. Wow, that lag! That amazing Game Boy Color lag. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not emulation. Yeah, you ran into my mine! What up, baby? By the way, the speed I'm looking for in that stage is around 3 minutes 50 seconds. Whew, alright, so that was stage 8, everyone.
Now for, oh boy. The big bad stage itself.
Yeah. Hope you guys are ready for some crawling.
Why don't you explain what, this stage is all about?
Yeah,
Give us a
so,
rundown.
You guys probably heard me babbling about pillar RNG, so this is the stage where we're gonna have to blow up the power plant. And if I recall, the reason why, I was gonna make a joke that this run is fire. That's why Pyro Bison lit himself on fire, but unfortunately, the run is definitely not fire. It's on fire. So we have to blow up the power plant because the power plant is powering Metal Gear's railgun or some nonsense. And thus, we need to go to several spots throughout the base, this electric plant, and plant bombs at the exposed pillars. And I was mentioning before, there are good pillar spots and bad pillar spots. And we've had 2 spots so far. There's a spot down here. Okay, didn't get that one. That one's fairly bad. Yeah, this game actually runs very smoothly. There's a few spots where it can lag, particularly at the Metal Gear fight, and apparently at Pyro Bison as well. Which I've never seen that lag either. At least I don't remember it, that lag happening before. But, you know, let's just keep on rolling with the punches. I'm gonna have to take one for the team for this run. Alright, have a good night's rest. We will be back on tomorrow at around noon, I think? Noon Eastern? Or something like that. in the afternoon, if you're on the East Coast. So this could be a pillar spot, but we unfortunately did not get it. But it's still worthwhile going up there for the C4, so Go up there we must. Legendary stream. Yeah, it is legendary, alright. Can't argue with that.
Had some legendary bad luck all day.
Alright, so we got a good pillar spot. That's great. We are mildly blessed. Mildly blessed. I think the final, and my bad for not looking there, but I think the final spot is if I'm good at my process of elimination in the basement, unless it's over here. Let's see. Okay, it isn't. So, get ready, because this is the 2-minute detour or whatever to pick up this pillar. So, let's all just sit in awkward silence as we crawl through these vents, shall we? As I drink my LaCroix and ponder why I run this game. And why I love this game. Should have picked up Metal Gear 2, clearly.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
With no bias from the Metal Gear 2 runner.
Of course. So yeah, in a world record situation, if this pillar ever happened, it's just a reset. Straight up. It's that costly. In the world record for this game, the execution isn't entirely on point, but good pillar luck is good pillar luck, and it saves a lot of time. And plus, if you bank on good pillars, you don't have to look at the bad pillars, you pretend they don't exist, right? So you just look for the good ones. That saves time as well, rather than having to do this whole wild goose chase for pillars. Just kill me. I actually do not want to live through that. Are you kidding me? No! I didn't know that was gonna... No! I thought... Oh my god! I'm so glad I gave a 90-minute estimate. I'm so glad I gave a 90-minute estimate. I'm so glad I gave that estimate. Why did I do that? Well, I know why I did that, but I shouldn't have done that. I did that because I didn't want to sit through the alert, but I forgot that it brings you back to the last plant spot, which means you have to go through the... Please don't turn around. Okay, good. I do this because of a camera right here. I mean, you could also use a box, but... Oh, okay. Really hope it is in this spot, then. Or else I whiffed it and missed it somewhere along the way. And then it's nightmare scenario for me as far as marathon runs go. But let's not have that happen, right? Let's hope I actually did do the proper process of elimination. And that it will be in this spot that I did not look at. Don't worry, this is gonna stay away. Okay, good. Panicked for a moment there. We're all good. This is the last spot. It's a terrible spot, by the way. Now we're gonna get out of this nightmare of a power plant. But not before the the whole thing of, we don't have any time, just blow it up now! Blow it up now! Try to escape from a burning building! Kabloosh! Man, I thought the LaCroix was gonna calm me down. Loud noises.
What was that?
That was a DualShock 4! I kicked it by accident! Don't judge me! Try my best. Ah! Fire! I never want to even be down here anyways when I'm escaping. This is garbage. I have to run through this fire. Hey, how the... What? Okay, there. This is so dumb. You never want to go... You don't ever want to be escaping on the basement. This run is not fire. It is on fire. At least we get to hear this music. But the elevator interrupts it, which is hilarious. Calm elevator ride? Da-da-da! Da-da! Oops, I turned that a little bit too sharp. The rocks also fall randomly, which is pretty great. There is no staircase. It's not a safe building. Kicking stuff to show your frustration. No, I'm not kicking intentionally. I'm not in control of my body at this point. I mean, did you see me fall through that pit? Did you see me fall through that pit? Great. Yeah, so there's actually multiple... Oh, by the way, moment of silence for the fastest videotape. Generals speedrunning the videotape. So there's terrible, okay, great, and excellent. Maybe good's also in there as well. The lowest rank is terrible, though. 4.7 seconds world record hype. So this scene doesn't end too well. Our Otacon character is going to die to a bomb that's around his wrists. Spoiler alert, it's about to happen in about 10 seconds. Boop. Rated E for everyone. So Minnie, you did really well in Peace Walker earlier compared to this. Just want to say, good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. You bet.
My condolences for your run.
It's okay. Sometimes, you know, I had a good PB earlier this week where I saved 3 minutes, so I'm quite happy with that. Because it's been about a year since I had a PB in this game, so I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. And at least the flaming run is on display for all you fine people out there. It's really funny, though, how wrong Ghost Babel can go. So the game's about to get really confused because we don't have Nikita. So we're supposed to have ammo right there for our Nikita, but we just get nothing. And we're about to fight what's probably the hardest helicopter boss as far as the 2D Metal Gear games are concerned. I don't think that's a very controversial statement. This fight is kind of challenging because of having to time out your grenade tosses. How many rations do I have? You know, with how bad this run's going, I'm gonna pick up the safety ration, so... Oh, wait! Oh, so it is, okay. Alright, I learned something. So it's after this fight you get 4 rations. Gotcha, gotcha. Good stuff. You like what you see? You like what you see? Give this man a follow. You like watching this? Give this man a follow. Alright, so we're trying to aim for the middle of the chopper with these grenades. And we prefer missiles because it's a lot easier to aim at a stationary target. Hot tips. But don't get machine guns. Okay, it's gonna fly off.
Machine guns are especially bad because your iframes after you get hit by them are really short for some reason.
Yeah, machine guns are really brutal.
Attacks. Like, a lot of the other attacks the helicopter
Alright, good fight.
It was a good fight. We'll do, like, average damage, but the machine gun does a fair amount of damage, and you have, like, no iframes after you get hit by it. So it can really tear through your health, as you can see from the machine gun phase, even from almost full to almost empty.
Yeah, and that fight is pretty dang scary on very hard because of that. Yeah, 127, that is... I almost tied my gold. My gold is a 126. So, not bad. Not bad whatsoever. You want to finish it you want to finish that fight while Sophie here is flying on the side, because if you don't finish the chopper off in time, she'll do a bombing run with the missiles and fly overhead. You can't hurt her and she can hurt you, and that wastes a lot of time. Also, Snake's a BA and completely reverse the situation with no effort whatsoever. But Snake's a gentleman, and he's not gonna kill this woman because of her sad story. You can tell it's a sad story by this very sad sounding chiptune. Again, go just play the game. I know this dumpster fire of a run may make you think, man, this game's whack, but actually it's got a pretty great story. As far as Metal Gear games go, I'd say so. Oops. No, we do not like Stretch. Stretch is god awful. Don't ever play Game Boy games stretched. It's the Game Boy equivalent of filming in vertical video. Actually, it's way worse than that. Alright, so this is essentially the final base of the game. Okay. Just trying to get my bearings. My brain is all scrambled. Scrambly brain today. So, thanks to the individual levels and the game being extremely confused that we don't have a Nikita, it gives us one. Which is good, because we kinda need one. Actually, we completely need one. We're about to do another Nikita skip, as LCC calls it the Nikita Skipper. We're gonna crawl into this electric floor and pass right by it. And then I'm going to blow myself up because that's safe. Hurt myself and then walk along the floor like that. And just skip the whole Nikita section right there. Firing the Nikita, but not skipping using it entirely. Yeah, it is. I think it is after this point you get 4, right? We're just investigating stuff. This run, I'm trying to learn more things about this game, because the reality is, even though there has been investigation into this game, I wouldn't call it fully done, especially if you consider very hard. So it is, once you complete Marionette Owl, you get 3 rations, and then after you defeat the chopper, you get 4. So, kind of like Metal Gear 1 and 2 and MGS, you get this health upgrade rank up system. The man who will be streaming SGDQ with TGS. Yes. Not this game. Routing during a marathon? Yo, that's what it's all about. Don't you understand? This is a community experience, okay? I'm doing this for the greater good of this run. And don't worry, we're still gonna end up under estimate. Unless I get really trash luck, but I'm stacked on rations because I wasn't gonna let that happen. Okay, so get ready. This is like the MGS3 ladder, but in reverse. We're gonna have to go 50 floors down, and this is the longest elevator ride in the game. I kind of think of this as like going into hell, because it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. Just like the ladder in MGS3, like there shouldn't be 100 floors to this base, but there are. So if you like this, you could do it with me too.
I think we gotta stay quiet for the elevator. Just let everyone enjoy it.
See, Ultimate Jar gets it. And here's a Meryl moment where the game's like, follow this path, and I'm gonna say, screw you, I'm gonna make my own path, or I'm probably gonna blow myself up. I don't need your path. There's not 100 floors, there's 100 basements. Well, the thing that's gonna be confusing, and I'll show the Easter egg at the end, which just makes it really weird to me, but we'll get there when we get there. So we're gonna go over here, pick up the C4, and in this upcoming stream we are not gonna be spotted by this camera, because I don't need any more nonsense happening. Put this thermo goggles in the chaff. I'm sorry. I failed you all. But that's okay. You know what? You know what, guys? It's all part of the fun. I hope you enjoy my weird noises and my mistakes. Because boyo, we have made plenty of mistakes. I feel like I'm really doing a service to the Ghost Babel community, which is like 4 people. The epic Ghost Babel community. Alright, so here's my mistake. Let the thing explode. I actually made this mistake the other day too. And I said I wasn't going to do it, and of course I did it. How? Why? Who? Where? Oh, I gotta open that up. Gotta open up this door, yo. Gotta open up this door. Alright, here we go. Here we go. We're gonna lay down some C4. Boy, we're gonna blow up some walls. 2 blocks away, blow it up, move in, move out. That's what it's all about. Go up in the red. Hope you like red, because you're gonna be seeing it for a little bit. Go past this guy, he doesn't matter. That wasn't close enough. That's okay. We got plenty of C4. We got C4 for days. Go through this room. Go through the other room. And then we're going to go through another room after blowing up some other stuff. It's just great. We're going to blow ourselves up because that's faster. Even though it's fairly dangerous. But I don't care about danger anymore. I run Ghost Babel. So what does that say about my danger tolerance? And now I'm going to take these off so everyone doesn't feel like they're looking at the virtual boy. Equip this Nikita, and we're going to blow up this panel. And just keep on making the guards know that we're here, like any good spy would. Thing is, these alerts you kind of have to do. This alert you'd have to do, even in a big boss run, as far as I know. You can't avoid all the alerts in the game. We're gonna open this up. Re-equip these. I'm just not. I'm gonna stop myself. We're gonna take this nice and safe, so that blue metal is not running twin snakes at 3 in the morning. All right. Cool. Very good. Alright. Let's wait for this to stop. And we're good. No more trapped in the gas room nonsense for us. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get spotted intentionally, pop in, pop out, go past this camera. And the reason why you do this is because a guard pattern, if you try to just go straight to the elevator, he's going to spot you every time. And even if you wait for him, it's still a bit slower than doing that movement, so. Yo, I'll do Black Lung Challenge any day. I'll do Black Lung Challenge any day.
I don't think you can do that in Ghost Babel, though.
No, the Fogger does not, the Fogger, as this game calls it, cannot lower your life. Which apparently was not censorship, which I find it hard to believe, but apparently it wasn't, that it was called the Fogger.
Quit smoking by bringing a mini smoke machine with him.
Or he's just part of Vape Nation before Vape Nation was a thing.
That could be it as well.
Alright, so we're gonna drop up in here, go pick up some gear, because I don't trust in anything anymore. No, don't do it! What? I don't trust anything anymore. I hope those 30 bullets were worth it. So yes, we're going deeper and deeper into the belly of the beast. Knock this fool out. We don't need anything else. We're fine. We're fine. I'm sure everything's just gonna be fine. Yes, I can see your text. Pythonicus has it right on the dot. Completely representative. So, I'll show you guys an Easter egg since we're not on PvPace. Here is the original Metal Gear's remains, which, again, doesn't make a whole lot of sense as far as the layout of this base. That means the Metal Gear 1 took place like really, really, really deep underground, which I don't think that's the case. 100 floors deep? It doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, which is why I think it's more like the Metal Gear Solid 3 ladder symbolic doohickey thing. But, you know, that's up for debate, that's up for discussion, you know, not discussion here, because, you know, we don't have enough Metal Gear Ghost Babel experts who have taken extensive studies of this game and Kojima-ology along with it to really know for sure. And shoutouts to Black Arts Viper, who is going to shake it for us right now. So this fight, as long as I do my movement properly at the very start, is a breeze. If I don't, then I'm gonna have to improvise. Alright, I'm gonna have to improvise, unfortunately, because I'm a little bit behind. I don't want to waste too many rations. So this is not the fastest approach, but the thing is that you need to recognize... Well, that sucks. You have to recognize where he's moving at the very start, and if you recognize where he's moving at the very start, you can actually pretty much keep pace with him as he runs across the room. Yeah, Viper does have a mean fist bump. I would not qualify that as excellent. Don't believe the game. Don't believe the hype. That was not excellent. The tripwires that you see in that fight, they aren't fully activated until they're invisible. Does that make sense? So while you still see them, you can run through them. So an optimal fight there, you're actually like running back and forth constantly because you just keep up with him. But unfortunately, I went to the wrong side at the start, and that means I couldn't keep up with him. So we're approaching the end of this game, believe it or not. We have 2 more stages to go. This is stage 12, and we're going to be fighting Metal Gear. And I'm going to be quiet and let you guys enjoy this sweet music. Here it is in all its purple glory. It's the general. But he's not exactly the bad guy of the story, in typical Metal Gear fashion. So I'm going to be trying to take out the legs as fast as possible. And okay, good. I got the first land, which is really fast. Just have to go across. Oh, don't debate me. Okay, good, good. You want to minimize the travel distance of the legs so that they stomp as early as possible. Good. It's all about the timing. All about the timing. These very nice legs. Very nice legs.
That was a really good first phase.
Alright. So, Metal Gear itself, now that its legs are disabled, we still have to take out its top half. And each of these circles represents where it's vulnerable. And depending on how it attacks, we're gonna get through it quickly or slowly. It's not set. I'm gonna get into a good position over here, along this railgun, and just toss nades for days until we run out. Gotta mash B. Whenever that little turret head comes up, I pull out the Nikita so I can hit it. And those turret heads do take more damage than the gunners that I'm throwing grenades at, so it is worth it to pull the Nikita out. That's where fast or slow fights are built, is based on these gunners. Fortunately, I think it's hitting my missile. My timing's just a little bit off. There we go. So once that side is done, move over to this side. I'm a little bit too close to the mech. Well, I'm getting really good luck because I have yet to get missiles. Am I gonna get a missileless? I got a missileless Gander. Well, that's really good. Okay, so there's an attack you guys did not see. This is the final attack phase. But Gander can actually shoot out missiles at you. It's really slow, and it's also really dangerous. It's the worst of both worlds, but Metal Gear decided not to do that, which made the fight a breeze. So that's That's a very ideal stage 12, honestly, as far as execution goes. I could have picked up less stuff, but that is a gold. That is a strong gold. I saved 26 seconds there over my gold and my PB, so pretty cool. I'm not kidding when I say that. That's like, besides not picking up all that stuff I picked up in the stage, really ideal. Because what can happen during that fight is Metal Gear could just keep on shooting missiles at you, and while those missiles are flying, you pretty much are stuck dodging. And the missiles will take out, like, it's an insane amount of your health, like half your health. So on very hard, and you have no ration, good luck when that happens. It's rather brutal. That fight right there is like the final gatekeeper to a good big boss fight. But Blackheart's Viper is not done quite yet. We have one final stage to go before we ride off into the sunset. And it's this guy with the face and the hair. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about that guy. So we're gonna have to save the world because, you know, ticking time bomb, elevators right into the surface, and if it gets to the surface, Blackheart's Viper will have his revenge and launch a nuclear weapon and blah-de-dee-blah. He's not gonna be able to do it because we're gonna try and manipulate where he's even gonna spawn and attack him accordingly. So my understanding of how this manipulation works is based off of, and I didn't get the spawn I wanted, but seeing the area where he could spawn and it denies him from spawning there. That makes sense. So he can't spawn on the right side if I'm looking on the right side. He can't spawn on the left side if I'm looking on the left side. So you just run back and forth. It's a very basic manipulation, and if you look at the tasks for this stage, it can be even more improved beyond this, but this is a very straightforward way of doing it for RTA. And time is coming up once I see the final score screen. Nope, did not guess right. Alright, it's over. So 125-27. Nice.
GG, man.
Thanks. Admittedly, after like 2 weeks of practice, I wasn't exactly expecting this run. But I gotta say, it was still a lot of fun, given that, I am so glad, though, that I did not play on the US cart, because I was thinking about playing on the US cart, because I was consistently getting 120s, so the addition of the text wasn't going to affect it that much, but it would have in this run. So, good thinking. Also, even though there were issues with this run, stage 12, that fight was really good. And the helicopter fight was also pretty decent, as far as the execution goes. So, you know, it wasn't all bad. It was just that the parts that were bad were hilariously bad. And it's usually the parts that are bad anyways, so who cares anyways. Stage 8 and Stage 9 are huge run killers. Huge run killers. So despite the fact that this game is hard as nails and memorization based and super niche, thanks. I totally forgot to turn off my alerts. I'm such a hypocrite. I forgot. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing too much organization. Forgot to organize things on my spot, but thanks for following. And I didn't. I followed the one word rule, didn't I? I followed the one word rule. You know, at least I followed that rule for myself.
Yes, you did follow that one. So good on you.
Yeah, I accomplished something in this run besides that one gold. Gotta risk it for the biscuit, it's true. And Ghost Babel, Ghost Babel, you really gotta risk it for that Ghost Bagel. Yes, I cursed once. I cursed once. One single time. 12 minutes in.
There was no cursing at all in Peace Walker, right? I think that was cursed.
I don't think so. I don't think I heard either of you curse.
Yeah, we're the real winners.
I don't know about 2 because I did walk away at one point. Because I knew things were going okay. Yeah, I added like... And I think I said it like at least twice. That's never happened before. We'll sit out for the credits, I guess. Because I like this song too much. And give credit to all these wonderful people for allowing Thermo Goggles Skip to exist. It's the Mako. Yeah, I think I've heard people make that comparison before, and you're not too far off. Metal Gear Ghost Babel. Definitely the Metal Gear game with the strangest title. That and Acid. Which, of course, were, like, directed by the same guy. I think that's a fair argument to make, right? They both have, like, strangest names. So yeah, I am planning on making a guide for this game, stage by stage, so if any of you wonderful people out there are interested in learning this game, full game-wise, or even just a stage, be on the lookout for that. Go in-depth for each stage, how to run them. And if you ask this humble piece of wood, this game is really like the sleeper hidden gem of the Metal Gear series. But I am hashtag biased.
Everyone's a little biased. Especially people who run many of the so-called sleeper hits.
Exactly. Oh, quick note. You guys might have just saw a codec number. If you replay the game and call that number on every stage, there is a radio play that happens on each stage. The whole script is online in English. It's pretty interesting. Give it a look. Alright, let's see this sweet, sweet in-game time. End. And after all said and done, a sub 50. Alright, you know, my PB is a 43.06 and world record is 39.33. I was not 10 minutes slower than world record, so let's call that a victory. As you can see, no continues are tracked on the score screen, just alerts, enemies killed, and rations used. So, thank you all for watching. I'm really happy to have shared this game with you and this great experience. I'll be continuing to help this marathon behind the scenes. I'm really happy to be able to bring this content to you and organize this with the community, because this really is a community-led project between Minnie, myself, Stealth, and the other mods and admins in MGSR, along with all the runners and folks like One Cool Man who made this awesome poster. So thank you all for watching. I will see you next time, and we are going to turn off the stream so that Blue Metal can run the first run of Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes. The game's so nice, we run it twice. He will be running for Big Boss Extreme, so do stick around for that. Going to be a really cool run.
It will be. It's a good run. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, very quality, and I know that I've set him up for great heights with this run, so you can do it, buddy. Thank you all for watching. I will see you.
Can only go up from here.
Yeah, it can only go up from here until we all go to bed. Cheers, everyone.